Hello, everyone. Welcome back to our blah, blah, blah. Sorry, we're gonna restart that. You know
Keep it
what?
in. It's
We're gonna
perfect.
keep it in.
Keep
We're
it
gonna
in,
keep
keep
it
it
in.
in.
We're gonna keep it in. We're gonna keep it. I wrote my note, my timestamp. We're gonna keep that in.
Welcome to blah, 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 blah.
Okay, welcome back, everyone, to the Rollers Guild. We are continuing our campaign, a Trail of Ash and Sand. All for one, a Trail of Ash and Sand. As a quick reminder, if you like the video, leave a like. If you want to see more, hit subscribe. All of our social medias are down in the description down below. With all that said, let's move on to the episode. We last left off. Our adventurers were traveling through the desert of Zara, escorted by members of the Army of Flame. During their travels, Ruth and Flora snuck away as the rest were asleep to investigate the broken obelisk in the middle of the desert. Ruth was able to find a connection to the obelisk and the mysterious woman she and Marrika had shared a vision of after the train explosion. And soon after that, the creature who stole Flora's luck appeared. Flora spoke its name, solved the riddle, and got her luck back. After all of that, the members made it to their destination and now have an audience. Now are seeking audience with the Empress Teshkil. With all that said, we now join our party as they're entering the throne room to meet Empress Cora Teshkil. All right. So you all enter through a set of doors. You climb up a set of stairs, and you see this room is massive. It is quite a big room. You see tall pillars made of quartz, decorated in precious metals that hold up a ceiling 100 feet above your heads. There are no walls in this room, and looking all around, you can see all corners of the kingdom of Gorel. In the center of the floor of this room is a mosaic art piece depicting the 6 kingdoms as they used to be. That being dragons, giants, orcs, man, elves, and dwarves. On the far side of the room sits a throne carved of stone, and who sits within it is Empress Cora Teshkil. Also in the room are about 20 soldiers that are fully armored. Standing to the left of the Empress is a tall, dark elf with long white hair and purple eyes. She has familiar features to Barrick, so it's safe to assume that this is Barrick's sister, Amy. Standing in front of the throne is a well-dressed human man with dark skin and a shaved head. As you are walking into this room, you can overhear the tail end of a conversation that this man and the Empress is having. What you hear before they notice you is, "My Empress, if we give Dalmas to the Great Alliance, who's to say that they won't use him against us in the future? I say we gain what information we can from him, and then use him as a bargaining chip for the..." And at this point, you are now noticed. You enter into the room. General Timon looks at the man that's speaking to the Empress, goes, "Filion, I thought you were on vacation with your family." Filion responds, "Yes, I was. But I caught wind that we had ambassadors from the Great Alliance in the kingdom, and I thought as Chief of Foreign Affairs, I should be present." The Empress speaks up and says to Filion, "Filion, you are a trusted advisor and a good friend. And as a friend of you and your wife, I order you to go back to your family and enjoy the rest of your vacation." Filion speaks up. The Empress interrupts him, goes, "Now, please leave before Tilly calls me and we're both in trouble. And Filion leaves out of the room. Well, walks past you down the set of stairs. There's only one way in this room besides, the open walls around you. That Empress goes, "Welcome to the kingdom of Gorul. I trust that you all made it here safely."
We're here.
Yeah, I think so.
We did have a
Thank
train
you for-
explode on us.
Yeah, I don't think that safely would necessarily be the word that I would use. However, we are here and in one piece.
I did.
I'm very confused.
Yes, I bet you all are very confused of why you're all here. And all questions will be answered at some point or now.
And I'm just a little confused, and I'm like, I'm sorry, should we have bowed?
At this point,
wow.
At this point, Bear goes, "Oh shit." Yeah, that's right. I'm a diplomat. Walks forward and goes, does a deep bow, probably a little bit too much than he really needed to. Great Empress Cora Tashkil, Empress of the Flame and the Great Mage of Fire. We traveled far. We all traveled this way to plead to you to not execute your prisoner, Morius Dalmas.
We're just into it.
Well, why not?
Okay.
But instead, relinquish him into the custody of the Great Alliance so we can gain knowledge from him to help put an end to this pointless war against death. The Empress stands up in her chair. Stands up from her chair. And she goes, "Bearguard whispers, I presume. I've heard many good things about you from your sister. Normally, I forbade members of the Alliance from entering the throne room, but as a favor to your sister, I made this exception. But rest assured, the fate of the man who murdered my child will be decided by my wife and I. We will have a trial for him tomorrow night, and then you will find out his fate. You all have until then to convince us why we should not execute him here." Well, questions at the end. I will talk to all of you privately. Thank you very much.
Ooh. Mm-hmm.
Cora turns to the dark elf beside her and goes, "Amy, I'm sure you and your brother have much to catch up on. Why don't you take him to where he and his friends will be staying while they're here? I'd like a moment alone with our other guests." And Amy, walks up to Bear, gives him a hug, walks away. And for the rest of you, you may leave. And then turns to her wife. "You may stay if you want, my love, but I would like some privacy with our guests." And Timon goes, I got other things to do. Looks at all of you. Good luck."
Thanks.
Thank you.
To give you guys a quick description of the Empress Tashkil, Cora Tashkil, she is about 7 feet tall. She has dark brown skin, long textured hair that is normally in a large afro. Her eyes are reddish brown. She wears a long flowing robe that's kind of like a toga. I couldn't find a better description to what I envisioned her in. Decorated with star charts made of gold, laced with gold, and very colorful, like flowers all over it too. So very eye-catching. She doesn't wear a lot of jewelry. She doesn't have a crown. She doesn't have any rings. She doesn't have any gauntlets. But she does have a necklace with 2 stones in it that on her medallion. She turns to all of you and says, before we begin, and I'm sure you all have plenty of questions, I want to apologize to you personally for disrupting all of your lives and bringing you all this way here. But I am very thankful you made this journey here, and I'm sure it was not without trouble, to say the least. But I am
Yeah, train exploded.
Yes, I did hear about that. I am saddened to see. I was expecting Xavier to be here with you.
Oh, unfortunately, he did not make it. We met some trouble after leaving the train, and he was very brave, but he's dead.
Your Highness, I don't mean to be presumptive by asking this, but did you know that Xavier would be with us? And more to the point, why did you request us specifically?
I'll answer the first question with I have my ways to gain the information that I know. And I am not at liberty to really... Actually, frankly, I just don't want to tell you because that's kind of my thing. I was going to say at liberty. No one's really above me here. As for all of you, I'm surprised that you, of all people, Haley, have not made the connection to why everyone is here. Or why I would be bringing anyone here.
Shit.
Haley?
See, I recognize that there is some fate at play here, sure. How did you access that to know that it should be us? I didn't know it should be us until we were sent.
Well, from what I've heard, that the circus was in town in Sandridge, where you just came from, correct? And I would assume that Flora introduced you to Mama Gogosh, correct? A former fate seer, which I'm sure you all found out.
Yeah, are you also?
No. After the death of my son, Mama Gogosh was the first one to visit me and to give condolences. So I was asked her, what can I do to help stop this, to help save the world, to help figure out the way that this doesn't happen to anyone else. This pain in my chest doesn't replicate. So she read me the future of the world. A future of the world. You were all there. Now the connection, the connection of why all you specifically, I've had to figure out here and there, but it helps that I kind of figured out what all your abilities from the mountain were. That kind of filled in a couple of the gaps.
So you just summoned us because I think it's fair to say crazy old lady showed you a potential future, and it had us there?
Well, let me, I guess, show what I know of all of you, which I think some of you may not know of yourselves.
You're probably not.
Points at Ellinor. A mortal woman who is so kind and full of wonder, she was able to coax out a great maker itself from its self-banishment. Points at Flora. A fairy who would give up everything to save a friend, and never let judgment bully her into not trying to help everyone around her. Points at Akari and goes, kitsune, who walks among mortals with the soul of the last dragon in her. Points at Haley, an up-and-coming master of fate who is said to take over from, in my opinion, the worst fate seer in all of existence. Points at Ruth and goes, and you, the chosen by one to fix the problems that one can't fix themselves.
That's a lot of pressure. I'm so sorry, girl.
But you.
I feel like we always wonder why I'm like this. Because of that.
And then looks at you, Marrika, and goes, and you. You were a hard thing to figure out for the longest time.
You're telling me.
But I
still don't understand it.
I was wondering why you had such a interesting ability that I've only seen once before. And you are somehow the embodiment of the powers of the great technician, who was the last person that one asked to fix the world before Ruth here. So
is he like splitting it up
I
between
guess.
the two of us?
I don't know. I mean, frankly, I think one should fix their own damn problems. But
Yeah.
that's...
Okay, let's not get sacrilegious here.
I'll say whatever I want about one. They know what they know. They know what they did.
Have you met them personally?
More times than I want to count.
How?
Things happen when you're in my place, I guess.
Wonderful. Elaborate.
So God likes rulers of nations.
No, not necessarily. It's just how do I put this? One likes things that they can't control. Very toxic in that regard. So that's how I've met one many times. They have no domain over me.
How are you sure that was one?
Like,
How do we all know that we're not in a simulation and we're just 7 people playing a game on Discord in a different world?
We don't. That's why we have the faith.
That's why some people have faith.
Okay.
so I like, not to interrupt.
Yeah.
But
Go on, Akari.
your empressness.
Yes.
To get us back to, like why we braved an exploding train and an army of meanies and came to your really cool palace, by the way. Like, I'm really digging this vibe. So congratulations on that.
Thank you. I inherited it from my father.
I am just curious, we're talking about things that can't be controlled and, all the powers and all the things that are kind of going over my head, but it's okay. But there is one thing that you, like, very much can control, and that's the kind of fate destiny of this guy that we're all kind of here for, this blood assassin, right?
Yes.
So you mentioned that there's going to be still, like, a trial. Did I hear you correctly on that?
Yeah, trial, that more of like a ceremonial, execution.
Okay, so there's no trial.
Well,
Those are two different things.
we know that his crimes are murdering the prince.
Yeah.
So no need for a trial. This was more just so to buy the Great Alliance time to do what they wanted to do. And also a bargaining chip for me to get all of you here.
Why
I'm
is that?
still
That's interesting.
stuck
It's
on-
clever. It's clever. It's interesting.
It's interesting.
I think I'm willing to accept that. Everyone does. Some places have like trials before someone is found guilty. Other people like don't, and everyone does their own different things, right?
Yeah.
So I am just curious, you mentioned like you wanted time to make sure we were here and time to make sure the Great Alliance can like do their thing.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously on some level, and maybe you can clarify this for me, you want the Great Alliance to have access to this assassin because you haven't, immediately killed him for doing something truly awful, like really horrendous to you. Am I kind of like on the right vibe here?
I want nothing more than that monster to feel my fiery wrath. I want nothing for him to not breathe the air that my son once breathed.
It's your empire. You can say whatever you want.
I know.
Yeah,
Brothed.
Everyone, it's brothed.
Rose it is now.
Growth it is.
But-
Your
Go on.
Highness.
Yes, Haley. Also, you don't need to be so formal. You can call me Cora.
Oh my god, thank you.
Feels weird.
I feel closer to you already.
Look, I'm still stuck on the you summoning us here, okay? I get that Madame Gougoche, showed you a possible future that brought us here, but that doesn't really answer any specifics on what that future she showed you entailed. It's one thing to know that in one possible future we're all standing before you. It's another thing entirely to basically ensure that future would happen. And I'd like to know why you wanted that future to happen.
Well, to correct you, Haley, I never said that I saw that you came before me. I brought you all here to see if you're up to snuff, essentially. See if you're clever enough, see if you're strong enough, and see if you can weather the journey beyond here.
And what is the journey beyond here?
The quest to kill death itself. I thought somebody would have figured that out by now.
Yeah. Well, we're not the first lot to have supposedly been on course to do that.
Well, by the future that I saw, you might be the last ones that needed to be.
So you call us all the way out here to test us. Did we pass the test by getting here? Or is the test to see if we can convince you not to execute this man?
A little bit of A, a little bit of B. You did make it all this way, which I give you cahoots. Good job. A little applause she gives. She goes,
Thanks.
but I do not understand. I do not fully believe that if you are clever enough to figure it out, to figure out the route that you're supposed to take to get to where you need to go. Frankly, I am still not convinced if you can do it. But I have hope that you will. And if you don't, then I'm sure that this is a long battle that will just merely end with all of us dead and under the control of death. Not to put any pressure on all of you.
Well, what are your thoughts on the Great Alliance?
The Great Alliance?
Yeah.
No, just the Alliance. There's nothing great about them.
Fine. Well, they call themselves that. What are your thoughts on the Alliance then?
Well, We stand in a kingdom once ruled by giants, and there are no giants left to be seen here. The Grey Alliance has done nothing but more scar the earth more than help anything. Even as we speak, they are barring people from entering Zara to seek asylum. For reasons I don't even know.
Yeah, look, no love lost with the Alliance from me either. Sam, can I do my little world's tempo thing where I try and do a vibe check here?
Sure.
Uh, 21.
All right. I can say that she's not lying to you. She hasn't lied to you yet. What kind of information are you hoping to gain from this, so I can specifically give that to you?
I'm trying to figure out if I should trust her with what I noticed between Foster, Father Ignatius, and Liam McCarthy in terms of their strengths.
With the information that you have found, Sam, your friend, and not the GM, wouldn't reveal any cards to this person just yet. But you do have a sense that I keep on whacking my mic every single session, and it's very funny to me. You do have the feeling that you can
It's tradition.
trust this person to an extent. Not essentially, you can trust them not to harm you specifically, but whether with information, I think that's yet to be seen yet.
Okay.
And that you're also assuming that they don't already know.
Well, but that's part of why I want to talk about it, because talking about it with the rest of the party hasn't yielded any answers as to what that was about. And this woman seems to be a lot more on top of things. So that's why I ask. But I'll hold off on bringing that up.
I will say you can sense that she's trustworthy. I don't know, but it's up to you.
I'll see how things go and maybe bring it up later. But what I'll say is, well, I share some of your reservations about the Alliance, if we'll call it that. Why cooperate with them at all, then? I mean, I know you wanted to get us out here. I know you wanted to test that. Fine. You said that holding off on the execution was so that you could get us out here, but also so the Great Alliance could do what it wanted to do. Why buy them time to do what they want to do if you don't like them?
I don't like the Great Alliance as a institution, but the people within the Great Alliance, even though I think they are morally unjust, the gift of hope in a very gruesome war is you know, you can't put a price on it, essentially. And if it gave some random soldier that overheard your secret mission, even if it gave Barrick a little bit of hope, that was worth it.
This will be my last question, and then I don't know if anybody else has questions, but I also know you said you wanted to speak to each of us individually. So.
I said speak to all of you. Sorry, I misspoke privately, and this is what we're doing.
I'm sorry.
I will be asking Miss Raine to step with me later on, I do have something to show her, but you can all join if you wanted to. It doesn't really matter.
Sure. I misunderstood. I apologize.
I misspoke. That was not on you.
Why do you think the leaders of the Alliance want this general captured and brought back alive?
I assume that they want information, like really any great war. The people who know all the military bases, the plans ahead. If you know that information, then you could probably.
Yeah, but
How's it
information that you couldn't just get yourself before executing him.
Oh, I have the
Them?
I have the information. I don't.
So why wouldn't the Great Alliance just ask you for the information you got?
Because I will never work with the Great Alliance. That is a personal choice.
So, but then, as long as we're continuing on this train, why would you ever turn this guy over to us? Why would the Great Alliance waste time trying to do this? If you're not going to give them the information, and if you would never work with the Great Alliance, then you're sure as hell not turning this guy over to us.
I am a empress of her word, and if you all convince me, I will convince my wife as well, or try to convince my wife to relinquish our prisoner. You have my promise.
Could we just try to convince you to relinquish the information you got from your prisoner instead?
Well, where's the fun of that? Also, I don't know the information of what the Great Alliance wants to get from him specifically. I just got information of like military bases and plans for invasions and stuff like that.
Right. Well, if we're
I have
assuming
an
that's what
idea. So, like, maybe this is a crazy idea, and I'm willing to accept that. But you said there's already been a delay in the guy's execution, right? You waited for us to get here.
Yep.
Could we maybe ask for your blessing to allow us, the opportunity, get to know one another more? There's already been a delay. And so we could have the opportunity to gain your trust, prove our worth. If I were a terrible, awful, no good person, and just putting myself in those shoes for a second, and I murdered someone and I've been captured and I think I'm going to die on X day. And then it doesn't happen. What's going on in my brain is really scary. And
Terrible morale.
that's gonna do some psychological, forgive my word in the palace, but some fucked up bullshit in my head. And so if you're really wanting them to suffer just a little bit, but not actually do anything, it feels to me like that could be, something you could consider. And in the meantime, we're just getting to know each other better, we're having lunches and we're chatting about things like the good old days that we would get to know one another for. And then we could learn from you and maybe you could learn from us. And I've been talking for a really long time and I'm sorry about that. So I'm going to stop now. But
You made a lot of really good points while you did it.
I just think that maybe that's an option.
Well, first, Akari, you don't ever have to apologize for speaking too much. Your voice is very nice and it is always welcomed. All right?
Oh my gosh, thank you.
I
really like you. Okay, sorry.
So, your analogy is nice for as if this person was not a bloodthirsty murderer who has killed thousands of people, who is more, I would say, not even a beast, because even a beast has emotions, more monster than man at this point. I don't think this person is going to take any bluffs necessarily or delays. And frankly, the longer he's here, the more jeopardy that I'm putting my kingdom in for other members.
I do understand that.
other groups of the servants of death to raid. So
Totally.
I don't get me wrong, Akari. I would love to spend a getaway girls week with you. This sounds like a great time, and maybe another time.
Maybe after it's all over.
Maybe it's after all over. We can go to the hot spas, and I would love that. But we have political things to do.
Okay.
Your Highness, if I may, two more things. Number one, would you allow the group of us to have a moment just to confer amongst ourselves privately?
Do you want me to leave the room? Do you want to leave the
Oh my God,
room?
we can't ask her to
Oh,
leave.
we'll leave
We're
the
not
room.
asking you to leave the room. We'll
Yeah.
leave the room.
Oh,
Your
Just
room.
wanted your permission
Oh.
to step aside while we have a private conversation.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that you feel free to.
I'm
Um,
gonna give her a look. Like, I bet she's powerful enough that she could listen in if she wanted. But I know I'm not gonna say anything.
the other thing I'd like to ask Your Highness. We have come to an understanding of a greater potential destiny for us than just, delivering this guy.
Mhm.
But there are some things that we do not understand that we would like to know more about.
Yes.
What would it take for you to let us in your library?
Well, here's the thing. You're welcome to go to the library. You just have
We
to find
can't
it.
Find it.
But see, I was told it had more to do with getting you to let us in.
Mm-mm.
That is often a rumor that I am a bit stingy with the information, but frankly, I want everyone to go to the library and learn information that they want to learn and really do what they need to do. But that whole trial that I want to put you on to see if you're up to stuff to save the world and everything that we know, kind of part of it. So
Okay, but like,
Why is the library lost?
I don't. Is it lost, or is it just hard to find? And if so, why? That seems really,
Inconvenient.
inconsiderate to the like larger collective knowledge that we're all
Inaccessible
trying
to its patrons and community.
Yeah.
well, as for the community, the citizens of Gore will know
Yeah, no,
how
they
to
can-
get to
They know
the
where
library.
it is. They know how to do this. But like the collective like world knowledge and access to
There
this
has
library.
been several attempts from the Great Alliance and the Servants of Death to overtake the Kingdom of Gorul. After the
Sure.
second time that we were invaded from the citizens of the Nexus City, I hid the library because with it, if the people who know how to have the information of the world can rule the world. I don't want to rule the world, and frankly, only people that are worthy to know the information find the library. I trust that you can find it. I don't think it will be hard for you. I think you just need to look at it from a different perspective than you are already.
All right. Well, we haven't really had much of a chance to look around your town anyway.
No.
I just figured I'd ask. Well, unless anybody else has anything they'd like to ask now, I'd like for the rest of us to adjourn for a bit to talk about.
I have like personal questions, but like maybe I can talk to you later about that.
Sure. I will have one of the guards that are outside the doors to escort you to your living quarters while you're here. Barrick has already been brought there by Amy, and so we can meet up.
Before
at
we
time.
leave, I just wanted to give you this snake plant and tell you we're really sorry about your son and for your loss. and I'll give her the snake plant.
Oh, thank you.
Not the tiger heart.
No, that's just for me.
Ruth, I will give you in return a point.
Thanks so
Your
much, Your Highness.
Your Highness, I don't mean to impose. I would love to be shown our living quarters. Would it be possible for us to go somewhere where Barrick isn't for this conversation?
Oh, yeah, sure. Yeah, that's fine. You can feel free to walk around the castle, not the castle, the temple.
God, I love the Empress.
And when he came in, you said that you you had heard of him obviously because of Amy.
Mhm.
Does he have like a bad reputation or a good reputation?
It's his she's getting her information from his sister.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're asking about the relationship between Amy and Barrick, it seems fairly nice. I mean, they seem like they like each other, at least. I mean, Amy has a lot of concerns for Barrick's mental health, but that's, I think he's going through a lot after the loss of his brother. So,
Yeah.
Right.
um,
Yeah, I mean, I'll tell you for free, he's not doing well.
yeah, I gathered.
He should not be leading this mission.
I'll level with you. Didn't fully understand why he came.
There's
But
been multiple times where he's like lost us.
There were also, I feel like there was a big thing about how, because of his connection to his sister, he was the one who could get us here.
well, that is true.
But then half of us didn't even need him to get in.
Yeah. He basically okay, originally it was just all of you, but there was the concern that you wouldn't know how to get from point A to point B. So I said just give you a map, but Amy was like, actually I want to see my brother. I haven't seen him in about 10 years. So
Gotcha. That's fair.
So it is purely I love Amy, and I think that she deserves family right now. So
Well, didn't she also lose her brother?
exactly,
Right.
That's why.
Okay.
All right. Well, thank you, Your Highness. We'll be back later to continue discussion.
So
yeah.
the trial tonight is the execution, or the trial tonight is a pre-execution for the execution tomorrow?
For the trial tonight is our trial to see if we are worthy to do what you need us to do.
And then he is executed tomorrow.
Yes.
And this trial, we don't have to wear anything special for. It's just going to be a talk. There's no tests. Do we need to wear specific clothing?
The talk
Maybe
is
Is the black tie optional?
We have a dress code within the walls. You just can't go full birthday suit.
See, and that's why I asked. You're welcome, everyone.
And I
Were
appreciate
you
it.
planning on that?
Ruth, you've
I've
come
never
such a
been
long
naked
way.
in my life, okay?
Yeah, that's kind of the vibe I got.
How do you bathe?
Like I said,
With my bathing clothes on.
at some point, Ellinor, I would like to gather an audience with you to talk to you for a little bit.
Of course. Haley, I'll meet you in just a little bit. I feel that this conversation should be had now.
Sure.
You
Um,
can't make it
I suppose you did say that anybody else would be okay to stick around.
Absolutely. I mean, anyone that you're
But-
comfortable with, that's fine. I have a couple things to ask you.
Yeah, if you want anyone here, we can stay. But also, if you want to be alone, that's fine.
Hey, Akari, sweetie, would you mind?
leaving?
Stay.
Oh.
And then...
Hey, Akari, can you get
Aw.
out?
Everyone,
Can you leave?
You're flirting way too much.
I mean,
with
like
the
whatever
queen.
whatever you want, Ellie.
Thank you, dear.
Well, the rest of us will go find a place to wait and have a private conversation. We'll have the guards lead us to a chamber that is not our rooms, just because I would there are some parts of the conversation I'd rather have without Barrick. Not that I don't trust him, but
I don't trust.
I don't trust him.
I mean, you all can feel free to walk around. You don't need to be escorted by guards. You can just find a
Sure.
guard when you want to find your room.
Sure, but we need Akari and Ellinor to find us.
Oh, sure.
Well, we could just go to a place that's like right outside the temple.
Right.
Why don't we just walk outside and we'll hang around, and then
Yeah.
once they're done, then we'll go find our quarters, and then we'll take another walk without Barrick, and then we'll talk.
We'll do the talk before we go to our quarters, but
Yeah.
after
Okay.
Ellinor and Akari come back.
Okay.
You're being real.
The core
Nice
of
to meet
planning
you,
is
Empress
working.
Tashkill. Thank you for your time. We're walking out now.
4 of you leave the room. 2 of you remain.
I subtly like start, well, not subtly, but like over the conversation, I like start changing, some of my outfit and like fluffing my hair, trying to like mimic the Empress a little bit, just because I'm really, really like into her. She looks pretty cool and seems to be a cool person. So it's just subtly throughout this conversation, I've been like slightly changing the way that my like robe is, what I'm wearing it so that it's like tied in the same way as her and other things.
Oh, Akari, sweetie, imitation is the best form of flattery. I do appreciate that. I will gladly.
Oh my gosh, was I doing that?
I'll send you an outfit to the room if you want, and you could just wear it. Only if you want. I don't want to impose.
I don't want to oppose, but like, yes, please.
Yeah, absolutely. Ellinor, it is.
Hi.
I'm very happy that you are here, especially. I'm happy that everyone's here, but after all the time that Solar was gone, it is nice to know that you were able to coax him out. I know that you have a fragment of Solar's gem. Am I correct in saying that?
Yes, but it is just a piece, and I really haven't been able to glean much from it. It's just a. Well, I'll pull it out of my pocket.
Yes, though small, it is mighty in its ability to connect you with Solar. And I was hoping that you would be willing to give it up. But before you decide to or not, I want to show you something. She flicks her wrists a little bit, and around the mosaic that's in the center of the floor, stairs start to descend down. And if you wouldn't mind following me, this will only take a moment to see. And these stairs are massive. Like I said, this was formerly a giant's temple, so huge.
Ellinor is short. She is having to sit down and scoot down each step.
You walk down the set of stairs and you see 3 gems. A red gem, a blue gem, and a green gem that has a little fragment that is taken out from it. I have made it a point to have my armies collect the last gifts of the 3 and bring them here for safekeeping. And during the battle to collect Solar's last gift, there was a damage. So, if you wouldn't mind giving it up so it can be complete, so it can be whole, I would like to connect.
May I just ask, because I guess I should have done more reading. What are these gems for? And what will they do when complete and together?
So you have a great connection to Solar, but have you met many other people that have such a great connection to Solar as you do? I know Xavier at
Oh.
one point did, but
I suppose not.
these were the last known gifts that the three gave to the mortal realm before they went to their sleep. And this was their physical embodiment to their connection to the living. And with the technology advancements that we've been going through the past several decades, several centuries, and the losing of fate within magic and going more to mechanical and electronical weapons and other things like that, people are not necessarily connected anymore to the three. I myself have a strong connection to the three just from stories that my father once told me when I was just a small little ember of a child. And I don't think the living right now appreciate them, and I want to preserve them as best as I can until the day comes that they are willing to come back to this world. So that is what I'll do, what I want. But they won't do anything necessarily. I want to make sure that I want to make it so when they are ready to reconnect, the three can actually connect to each other again. Because I know that they haven't talked in a while.
Okay.
Can I check
Can
to
I?
see if can I see if that's a truthful statement?
Me too.
Or not? What is that? It's insight check,
Is
but not
is
insight.
she like
Raine.
being honest?
Oh,
Mm,
fine.
7.
Oh, wait, exploding's a thing.
Yep.
Okay.
Yes, it is.
Okay. 18.
All right, Matt, take another point because you're the first one to explode this episode. And
Wow.
I will say, similar to Haley, you just get that she's being honest and she seems like a trustworthy person.
Okay, so there doesn't seem to be any sort of like, she saw the last of these three items, and there's like a lust in her eye, or like a
Nope.
hidden scheme to do something with all of these.
No, you actually looking at these, you can sense a deep sadness when looking at them. So not necessarily greed.
I think yes, but may I place the piece?
Absolutely, I would be my honor to let you do that.
Can I
Ellie, you don't think
also?
Solar will be mad? Like, do you need it? Like, can you give it later?
Well,
I don't need it now. If you have a connection to it, I do not want to rip that from you.
this wasn't given to me by Talar themselves, and I don't know that they even know I have it. But if you could give me just one moment, can I use my connection to Solar to like kind of like reach out and ask, are you aware of what's happening?
Yeah.
Is something I should do?
Yep. Easy peasy. You don't often talk to Solar directly, but when you do, Solar tends to reach out pretty quickly. Solar goes, I didn't know my gift was broken. I didn't know there was a fragment.
I'm going to fix it.
Ellinor, I've existed for many, many, many a times, and you are probably the best choice I have made such since the beginning.
At least the
Well, I
best of us.
appreciate that. Okay, I'll talk to you soon. And I'm gonna go and put the little piece into the stone where it's like fragmented.
Okay. You put it in there. The green stone starts to glow. The red stone starts to glow. Akari doesn't see this. Ellinor,
Oh.
you see this. You see a little raccoon step out of the stone. You see a little bird come out of the redstone. And you see a little, I don't know. What's a cute aquatic animal?
Seahorse.
An axolotl.
You see a little
Seahorse.
You see a little seahorse. Ellinor sees this. All right, so Ellinor gets to choose. You see a little seahorse that's actually not a little seahorse. It's about the size of the raccoon. All right. See them all come out, and you see them all embrace. They kind of like wrap themselves around each other, and you feel this warm feeling in your chest, like you're whole again. Similar to how I would say how you first time you heard Oliver or Emily say "mama," that kind of situation. You feel happy. All right. I just want to acknowledge the elephant in the room. Eva will not be joining the rest of us. The rest of the session. Not feeling too well. That's okay. We will truck on. I almost said campaign.
That's the second slip up. I smell a conspiracy.
We had enough of your shit, Sam.
Yeah, exactly. All right, cool. So, Ellinor and Akari, you go back. You come back from that secret chamber that's underneath the throne room, and you meet up with the rest of your party. Cora Tashkill remained in the throne room, and she said, "We'll meet up at another time." Akari, I will be sending some. Okay. Okay. I will be sending native garbs to your room, so you can feel free to dress in the latest fashion of Gorul. So.
Yes, thank you. Looking forward to it.
And so you all meet up again before you go see Barrick.
How'd it go, you guys?
Oh, it was actually very lovely. There was 3 relics from the 3, and well, I happened to be in possession of a fragment that was missing from Solar's. So we were able to restore that. It seems pretty harmless. There doesn't seem to be any like special powers or things that these gems possess exactly. They just seem to be like artifacts, essentially.
Cool.
Oh, and Akari is very excited. She'll be getting some new fashion coming up.
I just thought that like the Empress, she looked so cool, and
She's
I
gorgeous.
just like found myself, wanting to like emulate her.
Oh, you'll look
Plus, like
beautiful, dear.
she seems like a really chill, like down to earth person. So
I
I feel like if we can like resonate, then she'll be like, okay, like I can totally trust these people. But also, I kind of want to be her friend and have her teach me everything she knows.
It is a bit odd that a ruler would be so understanding and easy easy to speak to as she was. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but it does make me a little wary.
She was too nice to be a real ruler.
That's
Mm.
not necessarily true, but it is averse to what I've known my entire life.
This
No,
does.
I only got like good
The
vibes.
party becomes suspicious because Sam can't be a harsh ruler.
This does. This does sort of bring me to why I wanted to talk to everybody, particularly before we meet back up with Barrett. Why are we here?
Yo, literally, I was thinking the same exact thing. I was like, I really don't care about this guy. What dog do I have in this race? Like,
Well, more than that, right? Look, fuck it. If she seems dead set on
horse do I have in
executing
this
him,
race? Not dog.
and she seems dead set on executing him, and fine, right? Whatever, right? Why do we care? He's a general of death. But more than that, I mean, she clearly has no interest in working with Great Alliance, and she seems fairly trustworthy as far as I can tell, but I didn't get she just had a very circular reasoning for if she's not going to work with the Alliance to hand this guy over, then or hand over the information she got from this guy, then why are we trying to get her to give this guy over to the Alliance?
Well, why did she even say that we could come if she was never gonna give him up?
I
I
mean,
don't think
this
she's
seems.
completely ruled it out. I think she's allowing the possibility, right? I mean, she looked at Baba Mama, whatever she was.
Mama Gagoosh?
Mama,
Babu?
yeah. So and we know, from when Haley was interpreting that, you don't know which, we had no idea which of the futures was the right one. So it might be a situation where she's kind of letting things play out and giving us a chance to convince her, show her that we are people that can be trusted, and that we I mean, what the information of what we have, right, is that the Alliance is going to be able to bring the war to a close, win the war because they get this assassin, right? And so, I mean, we all want the war to end. We all want this to be over. So, I think that's I mean, not to say the angle, but I think that's a route that we go through.
I mean, I can try something to see if I can get some kind of vision, maybe that could hopefully indicate that. But here's the other thing: do we actually want to deliver this guy back to the Alliance? Because the question I asked her about what she thinks the Alliance wants with him, I have been wondering that myself. From day one, I asked them when they called us in why they wanted this guy. And they said for information. Okay, well, why couldn't they get that information some other way? Right? Why this guy? Why do they want him? And this also brings me back to my suspicions about those three. Not two of them. Elizabeth Foster seemed fine. But the threads. Liam had one. There's a weak thread to Elizabeth Foster, a weak thread. And Father Ignatius didn't have any. He didn't have a single fucking thread. I'm still concerned about that.
Yeah, and not to bring religion into this, but it does seem like, well, yeah, whatever. But it did seem from my conversations from one that they did deeply regret the creation of the obelisks, which was part of what the Great Alliance did, and then they wanted to destroy them. And so obviously the Great Alliance isn't lining up with one's vision at all either. So there's some sort of straying from that.
So do we even want to finish this mission?
Are we going to get fined because we're conscripts to the army?
I mean, I can't imagine we'll be let back home.
Well, yeah.
It's possible we could seek asylum here should we become political adversaries
What did
to.
they say? Did they say we can't come back?
But
No.
No,
I think they
but
assumed we would die.
they'll probably be pretty upset with us if we abandon the mission.
Oh, and that would make you so heartbroken that the government doesn't
No,
like it.
honestly, I couldn't give a shit.
Yeah, that's
but-
what that was my implication at the joke. I was trying to take a sarcastic tone. Obviously, it did not land.
Also, wait, hang on. What was our reward for doing this?
We were
Let's see.
drafted. I don't think we get it.
I feel like
Our reward is that we're undrafted.
I
Undrafted.
don't really know what we didn't go through boot camp. This was like, why would I don't really feel that much loyalty to this situation.
We were called to the meeting and they're like, yeah, we're fucking mad that it's you six. Go away. And then Barrick, who's very mentally ill and clearly depressed and having some attention issues, slopped us halfway across the country to this new place.
And you know what?
The train
Not
exploded.
and
on
you know
us.
what? Not for nothing. Barrick would be a lot hotter if he wasn't loyal to the government.
And like, I fully want to go investigate that library and figure out where the heck that is. That sounds like a great idea. Also, want to do something about the frickin' obelisks because they seem like they're not a good idea. But I don't understand why we want this guy.
Yeah, that's my thing, right? And I don't know why. I don't know
Sam,
why
what
this
time
guy's
is it?
important.
Time of day.
Yeah.
It's time for the trial.
I would say it's just past 6. It's probably around dinner time.
Is it
But-
that same time back where we think Liam McCarthy and folks are?
No.
Are there time zones?
This is definitely a time zone situation. You're easily an hour ahead.
We're an
Yeah,
hour ahead.
we're further east than them.
Okay.
I
Maybe I can
don't
do some
want-
weird shit and talk to them. And like, hold on. Let me read my.
Can we telegraph
Let me
them?
read my. Well, I'm like.
The 90s.
Some-
dude.
Can we call them?
Hey, the last telegraph sent by the Union Telegraph Company was sent in 2006.
There we go.
That wasn't a popular form of communication.
You guys, yeah, if you guys want, you can
Let's
call.
find a payphone.
Well, no. Before I don't want to.
1-800 government.
Let's not look. If somebody wants to call them, they can call them. I just don't want to like clue them in on what we've been talking.
Just call
Yeah,
them.
let's call and
Hey,
say, hey,
what-
what was our mission?
I'm
What
just-
is this?
I'm just worried that we could show our hand accidentally by
Mhm.
prying for information.
Here's the thing, though, Haley. I don't know what our hand is.
I don't know either. So
So
our
how
hand
did
is
your
our
hand-
hand is at least considering disobeying orders.
Oh, that hand. I thought you were talking about with the Empress. Okay.
No.
I mean, you guys don't
We are-
necessarily have to call the government. You could call anyone that you know their phone number from. And this is like the 90s. You probably
Talk
have.
to Barrick.
You
We
could
have
also talk to Barrick, but it seems like there's a lot of animosity with
You know, there's
Differently.
Call my
not,
husband
it's
and he
not
can have
animosity
over
exactly. I
it.
just don't want Barrick to join the conversation on if we're going to betray Liam McCarthy, the guy he works for.
I don't think but I think we just ask him, hey, can you remind us of our motivations here?
Right.
Why do they need him?
We can still ask that. I'm fine with asking that still.
Because it's been a crazy couple of days and I don't remember.
I just want to bring this up.
But also, clearly, there's something wrong with the Great Alliance.
Yeah.
Something has infiltrated them in some way with the thread. So, is it not also on us to try to figure out how to fix that?
Yeah.
I
kind of want. I don't understand why the Empress wouldn't let us talk to this guy. Also,
don't
Didn't you
think we
ask?
asked her to talk to this guy.
I thought you were asking that. Okay, never
No.
mind. Never mind.
We
Maybe
can't.
we should ask to
I
speak
asked
to...
why she wouldn't just give the information she got from this guy to the Great Alliance.
But she doesn't trust the Great
But she
Alliance.
doesn't trust them. Which brings me back to my whole thing of if she doesn't trust them enough to just hand over the information that he said, why would she trust them enough to hand him over, his whole person over?
If I'm being completely honest, I don't really like the Empress. I know we all like the Empress, but I kind of hate her.
I'm ambivalent about the Empress.
Because why did she tell me why she went on that whole side tangent about hope and having hope, and if there's any little bit of hope, she'll give that to them. But also, this is a huge bit of hope having to bring this over to the Great Alliance, and she's like, not that hope. No,
Yeah.
no.
No, that's a good point too, right? If she hates the Great Alliance so much, then why does she think their existence is so important? And if she thinks their existence is so important, why would she not hand over at least the information she got from this guy, right? It gets back to that whole circular reasoning thing I said.
Also, if she's so put off by death existing, how is murder, execution?
I mean, it's a good point. She's kind of sending him back where he came from, in a way.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like aren't all the like servants of death dead?
Wouldn't
For most.
I think some of them are, but not all of them.
executing him just give him to death?
Right.
Even
I
further?
want to talk to this guy.
I'm getting the sense that it's more of a symbolical thing. Like she feels like she needs to enact revenge for her son.
Well,
even
there's
if-
many ways to do that. Keeping him in prison would be probably more
I'm not
painful.
debating that for you. I'm just saying she's clearly not in the right mindset to understand any sort of rational conversation about this. And that also leads to the point of why are we listen, Sam, she's not here, okay? She really rubbed me the wrong way.
I want to try something before we ask if we can go meet this guy. And just give me a moment. I'm going to see if I can figure out what this guy's importance is. And Sam, could I try and see the future using, I don't know, one of our strengths, my strength?
Sure. I want you to tell me what you are trying to see.
I'm trying to see if
Lottery numbers.
if this guy is important to my future.
Sure.
And to our group's future specifically, but I know I have to pick one string from my last experience.
Yeah.
So I'm picking my string, but really I'm trying to determine if getting this guy is important to our group's future, to our goals, specifically with the obelisks, or if this is just something that we can just drop without there being consequences to our larger goals concerning the obelisk.
Have we established if your knowing the future alters the probability of the future?
There's been 2 times that it's happened. The first time was regarding Xavier, and that played out exactly the way we ultimately needed it to. The other time was a possible future of interacting with the obelisk, and Ruth interacting with the obelisk, and we all got sucked in, which is what dissuaded us from going to the obelisk before we had more information. Because Ruth theoretically should be able to destroy them, from what we know, but we don't know if getting sucked in the obelisk is part of that. We don't know if that's a future where we didn't figure out how to destroy it safely. We just don't know yet. So that's why we held off going to the obelisk as a going to the obelisk as a group, since there was a short mission to the obelisk last night. But
yeah, so if you want to find a connection to your future,
yeah,
that involves this guy,
yeah,
you haven't met him personally, you know him from details, you've seen him once before over 5 years ago at this point on the battlefields of the giving day, and you don't have a really strong connection to him. I'm gonna say you can try. The DC is going to be 40.
Okay. Will the DC be easier if we go meet him and talk to him?
You would have a connection to him that way. So yes, in theory.
Okay. Just theoretically, how much would that bring the DC down by? Because 40 is pretty fucking high.
Probably cut it down by half. It would probably bring it down to 20.
Okay. We should go meet this guy. We should see if we can go meet this guy.
Sure.
How long until our trial?
Tomorrow night.
Okay.
I thought it was tonight.
No, your
How is
trial.
that future?
That may have been an oopsie on my part.
Oh, okay.
It's tomorrow night. It's canon
tomorrow
now.
night.
Tomorrow night.
It's tomorrow
So
night.
we have a whole day.
Yeah.
Okay.
No. I said tomorrow night. All right, cool. I verified my notes.
And the notes are canon.
The notes are
so
canon.
There we go. I assume we're still gathered kind of outside the throne room, since we haven't gone to our chambers yet. So
you can be gathered anywhere you want.
Okay, I would just like to quickly see if I can go back into the throne room to speak to the Empress again.
Sure. Yeah. Are you on by yourself?
Anybody can come with me, but
What are you talking to her about?
see if we can go meet this.
Oh, that's what you're asking. Yeah, I'm coming.
You enter the throne room. The Empress is looking out into her kingdom. She doesn't.
Do?
Huh?
She has nothing more important to do?
You don't know what she's
Everything
doing.
the light touches.
I'll give her the benefit of the doubt here. I'm just like, you got guards at your borders not letting asylum seekers in, and you're just looking out at the kingdom.
The guards not letting asylum seekers in are the Alliance people, not her.
No, I know, but she could be maybe talking to someone, but no, she's just looking around.
That's a very sumptuous of Ruth right there.
That's Zuzu, not Ruth.
As we re-enter the room, I'll just say, Your Highness, thank you for allowing us time to talk amongst ourselves. We look forward to the opportunity to speak with you more tomorrow about the fate of the blood assassin. I would like to request that we have the opportunity to meet with him before tomorrow night.
Do you want to meet with him now? Or later, or...
What do you guys think? Now? Later?
Whenever.
Let's just
Might as
do it
well.
now.
Yeah,
That's cool.
we got nothing else going on.
Let's go for it.
We're kind of on a time crunch based on the military.
Yeah, I mean, the sooner we can speak to him, the sooner we, as a group, can discuss our strategy.
Should I send message to Barrick to meet you down there?
What's he doing?
No,
No?
we'll catch him back up later.
Hmm.
Want to give him time with his sister.
Not trusting government agents. I like you, Haley.
You are the government.
I am a government.
You said an hour ago, I'm the empress here. It's my
Yeah.
empire.
Yes. I will send a guard to escort you down to the holding cell that we have him in. A guard comes up
Thanks.
and brings you down the way. You go deep, deep down. There's very little amount of light in these hallways. Very small torches light up just probably every 20 feet. So, and eventually you come to the very end of the hallway, and there is just a cell with a human man who is bound with his hands behind his back. His legs are bound, and he is hoisted against a wall. His mouth is covered, and he seems to be sleeping at the moment.
How is he sleeping like that? That's
Wait.
insane.
Everyone, wait. Just give me a second. And I'm gonna sit down and like pull a couple things out and like set them up, light some small candles in front of me. And I would like to enter his dream.
Ooh, shit.
Okay, that sounds great. I love that. So you're gonna do a charm, and I'm gonna do a brain check. And if you fail, he will wake up.
Yeah, well, here we are.
And we
We want to talk to him anyway. I just want to know what he's dreaming of before he realizes he needs to, check his mind.
Your DC is 15.
15?
15.
I can do this. Come on.
I was also gonna say you have so many points too.
Yeah.
Yes, it's also my charm is a D20, and I rolled a 16 plus 4 for 20.
Nice.
Wow.
Yeah. Easily. You astral project yourself into the mind of a crazed murderer.
I'm gonna lean over
Yeah.
to Ruth and say,
Let's dance.
"What's she doing?"
I don't know, but I trust her.
Now, I will ask
Let her do her thing.
I will ask you, Matt, what is Akari's intentions while doing this? Do you just want to see what's going on, a peek behind the curtain?
At first, I just want to. I want to just observe at first, and just kind of get a sense if they're like very distantly, slowly, like approach, try not to be noticed. Like just have a presence. If there are individuals in this dream, blend into a crowd, and then the potential that I may reveal myself later, but simply being observational at this point.
Sure. I will paint the scene for you so you see what you can understand what's happening.
Blood everywhere.
There is dark gray, what looks like sand, but if you were to... Actually, that's a question. Do you think Akari has feeling in this dream state? Like, can you feel texture and stuff like that?
Yeah.
All right.
Well, I feel whatever the dreamer, like if the dreamer can't feel textures in their dream, I can't feel it.
All right. You see a very familiar desert. What was sand is now covered in ash. You see Morvius alive, well, and actively crushing the people of Gorul. You see the city that you just walked through in shambles. And in the far distance, you see a tall, giant-like figure that is hooded in a hooded cloak with skeleton bone hands, and is just existing. Is just standing there, observing all the destruction. You hear screams of agony from the people in the city. You see the blood soil everything beneath you. It's dark. And you see Morvius happy as can be.
And Morvius is this blood assassin,
Yes.
correct? That is their name.
I'm gonna double check.
Invisibility and basically bloodbending are his abilities.
Yeah. I'm gonna verify that his name is Morvius. Yes, it is Morvius. What do you want to do?
I'm going to. We're in the desert.
You're in the kingdom of Gorul.
And he's just overlooking, much like Cora was.
Yes, he is also currently murdering people.
Oh, sure. I'm just going to slowly walk forward, kind of like every now and then, like just glide a little bit, like gliding not at the exact same speed that my feet are moving, but feet are still like walking forward. It doesn't quite add up. I'm just gonna like glide up, kind of like beside him, and just like kind of watch what he's doing.
Okay. At this point, I want you to make another charm check. I'm going to roll for his brain. I'm going to see if he notices you at all. 24.
Ooh, 16. There's no point in.
Well, can you
I
explode?
could exactly match it if I spent all my points, but.
Right. He turns to you, and he goes, "You're not supposed to be here."
Good.
No, I kind of go where I want. What are you doing? It's like, look.
What I want, what I'm supposed to do. Destroying the kingdom of Gorul.
I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, too.
Which is...
You're making a lot of progress. Look at all that blood, all that death. Do you think he's happy with you?
Death? Happy? No. I don't care if he's happy. I just want to kill these people.
You don't care if he's happy. I don't believe you.
Believe it or not, I do not care. What do I care of what a ghost fox wants, or likes, or thinks?
Oh, I don't matter. I don't matter to you. I'm just observing. Maybe you might want to rethink about if his approval matters to you. That's all. You think he killed enough people? Or do you need some more?
If there is people that still live and breathe, then I will kill them. Are you what they call a moral compass?
No, fuck no. No. I just like to maybe play with my prey before I eat it.
I may warn you, Fox Ghost. The last of your kind that tried to eat me had to face death itself. I know.
Thanks for the warning. I'm not very good at chatting for long periods of time, and the smell is kind of ugh. So,
Hmm.
why don't we talk in person?
Oh, yes, the smell. There's
Wake
6.
up, bitch.
There are 6 of you
I'll
here.
just fade away.
And you see him.
Good morning. Can I is there still a guard with us?
Yeah.
Could you take off his gag so that we can talk to him?
The guard goes, no. There's, it's not necessarily for. His blood magic. If he's able to produce blood even from himself, he can use it as a weapon or a tool to escape. So I don't want to take that risk and have him bite his own lip.
Right, so we have to ask yes or no questions.
Yeah. Real quick, Sam, are we starting to build a thread with him? Is there enough of a thread between us now for me to do the thing, or do we have to?
Because he
It's been
sees
like, am I done with this bitch yet?
Basically.
there is a thin thread between 5 of you, but Kari definitely has a stronger thread.
If I pluck the thread between Akari and him to try to read the future, what odds would that give me?
I would say the same. You're a fate seer, so you can see other people's fates almost as easily as you can see your own.
That's a DC 20.
DC 20.
I'm gonna go ahead and try it.
Sure.
And we're all just gonna be standing around.
What check
going,
am I gonna make?
Gazing.
So you're gonna add your special.
Yep.
And this is going to be I have to go through all of the character sheets. This will be a brain check plus your special.
Yeah.
While he's doing that, I want to ask him a question.
Sure.
Do you know who we are?
Shakes his
Do
head
you
no.
know why we're here?
Shakes his head no.
Do you know why you're here? Okay, well that's good.
Shakes his head yes. For the audio listeners.
Do you know what's supposed to happen to you in 2 days?
Shakes his head no.
Yeah, you can have 2 points, Ben.
Thank you. I get to 20.
20. Exactly.
I had to burn all my points and ask for 2 more, but I got to 20.
Okay. You hit it exactly. And I will give you this. I want you to specify, do you just want to see a future that has to do past this guy, or a possible future if this guy lives past tomorrow night?
I mean, I'm basically trying to figure out if saving this guy... Like, what I'm trying to figure out here, right, is... Do we need to save this guy to save the world?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So, that's what I'm trying to determine.
With that intention said, you pluck the strings of Akari that's connecting Akari to this killer. You see the throne room that you just all stood in. You see the city around the kingdom of Goril surrounded by servants of death. And you see fire. After that, you see you all go home, and you see him stand there alongside you, in a boat beside you, and you all get back to Nexus City.
By seeing this, do I then determine that saving him dooms Guru?
I will say, you don't think you need to save him.
Okay.
You see what the intention is, why you all came here. You see that ending. but you don't get the feeling that if this guy is there or not, we're not going to end up on that boat back to Nexus City.
I see. Do I get the sense that him living is what causes Gorul to be destroyed, or do I sense that Gorul is going to get attacked either way?
You sense that it's going to get attacked either way.
Okay. My last question then, Gorul's getting attacked either way. Is there anything we can do to save Gorul regarding this guy?
Because you used to see the last check, I want you to do the same thing again, but it's going to be 15 as you're going to be a DC.
Okay. A little better. Okay. Yep, that's better. I mean, yeah, I get it. I just need the number. Hold on. 26.
You beat it by 10.
You got it, folks.
You reveal a connection between the guard that has escorted you down here to the prisoner, to Morvius. You see a vision that has already happened of this guard putting a letter in a letterbox that you previously saw him in this vision write down instructions from Morvius.
Shit.
I wish there was a way of communicating that to the rest of us.
Go to sleep. I'll go in your dream.
Haley just passes out for a sec.
I'm trying to figure out if I can do something about that. Okay.
It has already happened, as I said.
It's already happened, and there's nothing we can do about that.
Mhm.
The kingdom's going to get attacked. No matter what happens to this guy.
Seems like it.
Does Haley get a sense of when that's gonna happen? Like, is
Yeah.
it tomorrow night, or is it in
Yeah, do I get a sense of the
2
time frame?
days? Or
It's kind of hard to see. Oh no,
Yeah.
you did. You know what? You got 10. It's gonna be tomorrow night. I'll honor the over 10.
Okay. I pull out of this vision. Ellinor, I know you were asking a question. What was the question Ellinor was asking?
Oh, I had asked, did he know who we are? Did he know why we're here? And did he know what was going to happen to him tomorrow night?
and I asked, "Do you know why you're here?"
Yes.
And Marrika, he responded, yes, he
Right.
does know.
I'm just gonna back up a little bit in the room. Is there a position I can stand in the room where I'm behind the guard?
No, this is a hallway. So he's the guard is specifically trying to keep advantage over all of you.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm
Do
gonna
you know
ask him, would you?
I don't have.
Haley, are you all right?
There was a couple questions going on. What happened? What? Okay, first, Kelly, what'd you say?
I want to ask him, would you rather be here or with the Great Alliance? Or would you rather be here than with the Great Alliance? That's a yes or no question.
No.
So you'd rather be with the Great Alliance?
Yes.
That's
You're a
interesting.
fan of the Great Alliance,
No.
but you'd rather be with the Great Alliance.
Yes.
Would you rather be with Death?
Yes.
Excitedly.
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 Can I? Shit. I'm trying to figure out a way I can communicate what I learned without saying it out loud.
Did we notice that Haley's stressing out?
Yeah, is Haley sweating? Is
You
Haley
need
having a panic?
Can I make a charm check to outwardly appear calm?
Sure, go ahead. We're gonna. I'll set your DC real quick.
Nah, I rolled a 1, Sam.
You say that. I also rolled a 1, so
Okay,
you're fine.
4.
And Can I
4.
make a perception check to see if I can notice?
You can
that he's
absolutely
being-
do a brain check to check if how Haley's doing.
I rolled a total of 4.
As you guys interrogate, and I would say you've been here for a few minutes, the guard that's brought you here goes, all right, we, I don't think I should really let you guys be here for much longer, so ask a
We
couple more.
have permission from the
Yeah, we have
Emperor.
information from Cora.
Well, okay, my shift changes soon, and I have to bring you all the way back. I can't leave you here, and I have
You
to...
can just leave us here.
No,
He's tied up.
You know what? Go ahead. Why don't you lead us out of here?
Oh.
Are we done with questions?
For now.
Okay.
Why don't you lead us out of here, sir?
well, it's a hallway. You all can... I need to make sure you... I'm not going to let you be behind me. I'm a member of the army. I don't let people I don't know behind me. Just go.
We want to be in the back. What if he comes out and he gets and he attacks us?
No, I
He's
want to
saying
be
he's gonna
behind.
in the back.
Oh,
We don't know where we're going.
Where are you going first? What if there's a mass murderer up
It's
there?
a single hallway.
That's scary.
I'm gonna start going down the fucking hallway.
I will go with her.
As they start
I'm gonna
passing
like
him,
hold Ellie very close and whisper and be like, "Oh, this is a very bad person. Like
Oh,
this
yeah.
is very bad person."
Oh yeah.
as they start passing
Like,
him, I assume he has
love
to
to-
turn a little bit to watch them.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, he kind of puts his back
Okay,
to the wall
as
and looks
In the
down.
moment of his indecision, I am whacking him over the head with my guitar/sword to try to knock him out.
Okay.
Wait.
Okay.
Wait, what?
Check and see if he has a.
Does he have a thread with Morbius?
Yes, he does have a thread with
And
Morbius.
is it a black thread?
Well, yes, it is a black thread.
Thank
I
you.
was just checking.
Okay, I'm hitting him over the head with my guitar/sword.
Okay.
It's actually just an underpaid soldier that needs
Trying to
to
knock him out.
Roll me a fight check, and I'm gonna roll you your grit. Oof. That exploded.
Damn it. Okay, I'm waiting until you give me the number I need to beat.
That exploded again.
Dude, this guard is powerful.
All right. That was.
It's a D4, so it's only like an 8.
It's
right?
not a D4. No, these are heavily trained guards that he rolls a D12 for his grit. So explode twice, 24 plus 5, 29, and then he adds a plus 5 for his modifier, 33, 34.
I mean, there's really no point in me rolling this. It's not going to work.
Can I try to catch Haley's arm?
If you want to do a flight check to see if you're faster than Haley's fight check, if it's higher, I will allow you to be fast enough to catch Haley's arm.
Oh! I did explode.
Roll again.
Oh! I exploded again.
Nice.
13.
Way beat mine. So can we say that you see me reach for my guitar and you grab my arm before I do anything?
I will say that even the relationship
I would've-
between Marrika and Haley, you guys have known each other
I
the
know him
longest. Yes.
very well.
So
Knows him very
Marrika
well.
can catch the inner thought of like, I'm gonna hit this guy before Haley even touches his guitar.
When Marrika does that, I'm just gonna look at Marrika.
I'm gonna shake my head. No.
I shake my tails.
We'll walk down the hallway. I'm gonna keep glancing. I'm gonna try to discreetly keep glancing back at the guy behind us.
Okay.
How far behind us is he?
He's from he's probably not farther than like 3 feet from the closest person to him.
If I go up to the front of the group, would I be able to whisper to the people at the front
I mean,
without him hearing me?
I will tell you, he doesn't suspect anything from you guys. He's pretty, besides just saying he needs you to leave,
Yeah.
he's not really paying attention to you guys. So, yeah,
I'm
that's easy enough.
gonna start walking backwards and start talking to him. Just
Yeah.
like, because obviously something is wrong. Haley has just like moved to grab his guitar, and I was like,
Maybe he
I
was
imagine that I like he has his guitar. I don't think I would have caught him before he took his guitar. He touched his guitar because like I don't know what his movements, his like I'm gonna attack somebody movements would necessarily be before they happen. But I imagine that I like stopped him as he like started to pull his guitar.
Yeah, easily.
That's kind of what I was
Yeah.
thinking.
Totally.
So
You know something's
something's up. So I'm gonna talk to this guard and just be like, so how long you been doing this for?
Guarding prisoners or like being a part of the army?
Well, let's start from the beginning. When did you
While they're having that conversation, I'm gonna move up to everybody else and I'm gonna say quietly, he's in league with Morbius.
What?
The guard the guard is in league with Morbius. I was gonna try to knock him out, and Marrika stopped me. And probably a good idea, but like, what should we do?
I say go find Cora.
What if he fucking bolts before we can tell Cora?
I'm just talking to the guard, but I don't think he knows that we
It
stuck
doesn't
him.
seem like he's paying that much attention to us. So
I mean, it's already too late, right?
Do we need to keep him close? I can
Well,
keep him close.
maybe after we get out of this hallway, somebody can stay with him and keep asking, like, somebody can run and talk to Cora, and everybody else can stay with him. Just so that he doesn't go anywhere. You know, just
Okay. Well, okay.
oh,
What
but
are you-
Go to
also,
the barracks. It's a shift change. Hold on, I can do it.
but also,
is that the best idea?
look, only one of us needs to go talk to Cora. The rest can stay with him, and I think most of us working together can defeat this one guy if it came to that.
Wouldn't he become more suspicious if we're all still hanging out with him? He's trying to take us to change his shift so he can leave.
Then maybe one person stays and talks to him, the rest hide somewhere nearby, and somebody goes and talks to Cora. I
Do
don't
we
know.
need to get Cora involved? Because I can go
Yes.
right now. Okay, last one to the top of this, to the end of the hallway is Ratnik, and I'm just gonna start running.
Okay.
I trip.
Oh no! And I slowly I make
ow.
it. Oh shit! I think you twisted your ankle, and I'm also. Yeah.
Um,
And I'm
Are you-
still
I'm running to
getting
go.
flirting with
no,
Cora.
no, you need medical attention. I just
Oh,
wait.
I'll take
got
care
it.
of her.
I'm
Can
already
someone
out.
help me up?
I am
Yes.
so.
I like
ready to
wave
go
my arm
home.
towards the guard. Can someone help me up?
It's always the end of my shift. It's always the end of my shift.
It is always the end of the shift.
All right, no, guys, I have to do an accident report. You can't.
I'm so sorry. I think it was like I totally think it was Ruth. Like she totally tripped me on purpose to win her silly little race. Like, oh my gosh,
Well,
it's
actually,
so
I
like,
see a loose stone
her.
over there. You should probably get that fixed.
Lawsuit! Lawsuit!
Oh, yeah, I'll. Here, I have. Let me just grab my bag. I have a little flag just to put that down. I'll make a note of it. Flag 21.
That's cute.
Loose stone, have facilities right up. They never read my notes. Have facilities, remortar. Okay, good.
Oh my gosh, you're
So
so
we have the ground.
Am I in Cora yet?
Yeah.
Y'all say you're at the end of the hallway. Are you? Where are you going? You going back to the throne room?
No.
Presumably that's where she was.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Is she there?
No, because she overheard somebody saying, "Oh, she's got nothing better to do."
Oh, damn.
That wasn't canon. You know that wasn't canon, Sam.
No, she's not there.
Okay. I'm gonna yell. Hold
She's
on. give
gazing
me a
out
second.
over her kingdom.
Before
talking
you
about
yell
sand. Oh, of
anything,
course.
they are.
I'm not gonna yell anything yet.
There-
Is there any guards there? Like when I
there's-
come out of the hallway, is anyone there?
There's the guard that's taking over the new shift for the watching the prisoner. There's also, if you're outside the throne room, there's also guards.
Okay. Is Cora anywhere nearby? Because
Les,
there's about to be a lawsuit in the hallway.
that would be the legal department. Okay.
Yeah, okay, but is Her Highness anywhere nearby?
If you're looking for the Empress, yes, she is in her library right now doing some
Are you?
translations.
The one we can't find?
This. Wait. Ask about her wife. Ask about her wife.
Is Timon nearby?
The general, I believe, is in their quarter, like their house, the room.
Okay. Can I check how far away is that?
The general's quarters?
Yeah. Would she realistically come out to help me if I needed her for something?
Yeah, I mean, she's a.
And how long would that take?
Ruth is asking to speak to the manager or supervisor.
Immediately.
We have a phone right here.
Oh,
I can.
But you can just call her?
Yes.
Can you please do that?
Okay. What? Okay.
Thank
Why?
you. Because I have to talk to her about something important.
It's also the end of my shift, and I will just do this.
Girl, it's been the end of my shift for the last 5 years. I don't want to hear it.
I get you. Picks up the phone. General picks up, hangs up the phone. General is confused, but will be here.
She doesn't talk to the general.
Okay, what direction will she be coming from?
She'll be coming in from down this hallway right
I'm
here.
heading in that direction as she's pointing.
Okay. Thanks. Okay.
Back downstairs, by the way, I want to make it clear that the rest of us are drawing out this whole thing with Akari as long as fucking possible.
Someone needs to pretend faint.
Yeah, so the other guard has now made it, the one that was going to do the shift change, has made it down the hallway and just gone like, what?
Strings.
Dude, Derek.
Yeah, does this new guard have a string to Morbius too?
No,
or is it just
to the other guard?
Just the other guard
Yeah.
has a string to Morbius? Okay.
Yeah.
We found our rap.
Derek, what the fuck? Why aren't you... Sorry, guys.
Derek.
Why
Derek... No, you know what? Derek has been so helpful with us. We're very sorry. Our friend tripped, hurt herself. We're trying to take care of some stuff right now.
Wait, 1 second. Are you Haley Osborne?
You know what? I sure am. You know what? I sure am. And actually, so what's your name?
I'm Emil.
So wonderful to meet you. Derek, your coworker here, you know, he's been so good to us. And we really appreciate it. Derek, if you wouldn't mind, we'd really like to submit your name in like a written, like, you know, commendation.
Guard of the month.
Yeah, you know, nominate you. Is there a Guard of the Month program? We'd really like to nominate you. And I'm so sorry, you know, I know this has probably delayed the shift change stuff, and I know how much of a pain that can be.
Derek goes, we don't really do that here. We just get regular vacation time, sick time, and other benefits like that. We don't normally do celebrations. Everyone's like expected to do their job, so we don't.
Sure. We, you know, we just want to commend you for doing a good job. And Emil, you said?
Yep.
We're so sorry that this is you know, delayed your shift change.
No, that's okay. Is your friend okay that fell?
Can someone help me off the fucking floor, please?
Oh, sorry. Derek goes, I'm so sorry.
Derek?
Picks up Akari.
Has Ruth run into the general yet?
Yeah, am I there yet?
You guys are throwing me in so many different directions. I love it. All right. You eventually see the general dressed not in her military garb, but more in more of a civilian, relaxed outfit.
General Timon, you look different. Okay, so back at the hallway, there was the guard, and the guard has a connection to Morbius because my friend can see well, he's not really my friend, actually. I don't know why I said my friend, because really, like, I don't consider myself to be friends with them because it's been, like, very quick that we've met.
Mhm.
But either way, there's something bad, and we think the guard is in cahoots with Morbius. I have no other information. This was said to me in just one whisper, but can you knock them out, the guard?
What? Okay, let me get this straight. You think that there is a potential traitor within the ranks.
I don't think I know.
Okay, what's your evidence?
My evidence is that Haley is like the next person to read in between the lines or whatever.
Okay, so some guy told you that he has a bad feeling about a guard.
See, this is
No, you're not listening to me. It's not a bad feeling. He literally like saw it. He can like see stuff. And that's crazy that you would tell me this because your wife is so into all this woo-woo stuff. And I'm sorry to bring your wife into it, but maybe you needed to hear that.
Okay, first of all, woo-woo stuff, that is a new term that I am going to start using in my personal life. My wife and I love each other and appreciate and respect each other, but we both have our own beliefs on what it has to do with the world and how it works.
Okay, well, she's in her secret library, so I needed to ask you for help.
Okay, but you said you want me to knock out one of my guards?
Yes.
Which guard?
I don't know his name, but he's in the hallway.
Okay, so let's get this straight now, Ruth. All right?
Come with me to the hallway. I'll say, because my other friend fell, and she is actually my friend. I would consider her to be my friend. So then I can bring you and be like, she fell on the ground, and then I will point to the guard and say, they helped us.
Okay.
And you will know.
I'll follow you just out of respect, but I don't fully buy in because your friend got a bad feeling about a guard that works here.
Once again, it's not a feeling. It's like his lifestyle.
I'm sorry,
And it's actually kind of offensive of you to call his lifestyle a feeling. He can't help that this happens to him.
Was there a smoking gun?
I don't know what a gun is. What?
It's fucking about to be.
Akari has a gun.
Akari does have a gun.
Okay,
It's a
Ruth,
big one.
just let's go. I'll hear.
While we're walking, can I check her to see if she has a connection to death or any of the gods?
Yeah, sure. You don't have to roll or anything for that. You don't see any glowingness or anything in her eyes.
Okay. Then when we get to the hallway, I'm just gonna go, this was the nice guard that helped us, General Timon.
Oh my gosh, Marrika, feel his other arm.
Oh my gosh. Wow. So
Okay.
strong.
Oh my gosh, Derek. This is Derek, everyone. Derek.
Empress Cora was in her library that she loves so much and is that apparently so hidden, but she visits all the time.
Well, yes, she knows where it is. That would be counterintuitive if she didn't know where her library was.
General Timon, I can see there's a little bit of confusion here right now. Can I just talk to you off to the side for a minute here? I really want to compliment Derek here on his good work, but I feel like he'd be a little embarrassed.
1 second. Okay. Derek, stay here. I'll pay you overtime. Just relax. Okay? Take a seat. Akari, please stop harassing my guards. We talked about this in the desert. I do not tolerate it. I will banish you from the kingdom.
I limp.
I think Akari was
step
harassing anyone in the desert.
Well, I did.
No, because the other guy got harassed.
Yeah.
We had a whole conversation about what's
Oh.
acceptable and what's not.
Yeah.
Bramble
I will
harassed
limp over to my
Akari.
step I tripped over.
Okay, Haley,
We
what's
go off to the
going on?
side. Okay, General. I was hoping your wife was available because she seems to have an understanding how this lines between stuff works. But since she's not, I'll tell you. I have the ability to look at fate.
Mm.
Okay, it seems like you don't believe me.
No, go on. Your
Can
friend Ruth really sold it for me.
Yeah.
And you know what? General Timon, I don't want to say it, is sexist. Okay? I don't
And
want to say it, but she doesn't believe women.
Sam, I'd like to do something to prove to her my abilities. Can I pluck the thread that I see between her and her wife to learn something about their past that she hasn't told me?
Sure.
Which is most of their past.
Which is all of their past.
Which is all of their
What's the DC?
3.
Brain plus special, you said?
It is so plucking the strings.
I'm trying to read their past.
Oh, gotcha. So it's gonna be your brain. It's gonna be a brain plus special against. Sorry, Ben, that exploded again. 34.
Why do you gotta keep exploding? I'm just trying to prove to this lady that my powers are for real.
The DC
honestly is so
just
rude.
gives you like the best outcome. I will give you something regardless from plucking the strings.
What if it's something really embarrassing to say
Or
out
really
loud?
personal.
Oh, that's good, but that's not 34.
What
What if
was
she's
it?
like cheating on her wife?
It's 28.
28.
Wait, I'll give you a point, and then it's
1 point to 29. Anybody else have points they want to spare?
or no. Wait, what is it? Because
It's 5 under.
like yeah, I'll get you 2 under 5.
I can give you 2.
30. 32.
I feel like I should give you points because I'm not going to get a chance to use them before the thing ends.
Yeah,
How
Akari.
many
yeah,
do
we
you
are
need?
at 936.
I just need 2 more now.
Yeah, I'll give you 2 more points.
Hell yeah. 34.
34. Love it. Hey, good job sharing points, everybody. Everybody that shared points with Ben, you get a point.
Yay!
I shared
Yes!
points with Ben
Thanks,
earlier.
You get a point.
Caring is caring.
Hey, we build up each other in the Rollers Guild, all right?
That's right. So what do I get about their past that's going to be something I can use to prove that my powers are for real?
You see that on their wedding day, it was a small ceremony on a deserted island with just them and one other figure that you've met before.
Eric!
It was Derek.
That would suck.
That'd be crazy.
One other person that you've met before, Iris Evenwood, officiating their wedding.
Okay.
And there were white lilies accenting all around this deserted
That's
island.
so lesbian of them.
Okay. General, I would like to prove to you that my powers are for real.
Okay.
The day you got married, it was a small ceremony on a private island with white lilies.
Okay.
And the
No. That's enough. We
So
don't.
do you believe me that I can see the past
Okay.
and the future?
What did Derek do?
Derek took orders from Morbius and sent a letter to Death, and they're bringing an army here, and it will be here tomorrow night.
Okay. Hey, Haley, don't mention any emotional things around me. I can't. It looks like a thick wall, all just plaster, not a lot.
I'm sorry.
all right?
I'm sorry I had to do that. You just didn't seem like you were gonna believe me otherwise.
Nope, I get it. My bad. Okay. Turns back. Derek, I hereby put you under arrest on behalf of the state of Gorul and behalf of the Empress of Gorul. You are now court-martialed for the next 30 days. Until you have a fair trial of your peers.
Derek.
Why would you say that?
Derek's like, what?
What did I do?
What?
He went from being guard of the month to being court-martialed.
And
Does
Timon
he look like he's about to run?
summons other guard. Nope, doesn't seem like he's gonna run.
Okay.
Timon summons other guards and goes, take Derek to a holding cell. Not next to the prisoner. A nicer holding cell. We need to get to the bottom of this. All right.
As Derek walks by, I'm just gonna look at him and say, "Yeah."
Derek goes, I don't know what you're talking about.
So
Mhm.
maybe
I'm gonna stand up and straighten my clothes.
Is he lying? Can I tell if he's lying or is he genuinely confused?
He's genuinely confused. Easy
Maybe he was
enough.
possessed.
Oh, he was totally possessed.
I'd
wait,
love.
wait, the black line.
There's a black line.
There's a black line.
Yeah,
But
the
I think
black line.
that because he had a connection at some point, maybe through a possession of some sort.
So as he walks away, I just
Horrible.
want to say to the general, I appreciate you taking my word at this. I don't know what Morbius's like power set is. I don't know if this is something that Derek would have had to agree to of his own will or not. I can only tell you what I saw, which was him sending a letter to the armies of death on behalf of Morbius.
I will send message to my soldiers out in the desert to be on high alert. Thank you all. Ruth, I have to apologize. This was. I hope you understand that my skepticism comes from years of people trying to trick me. Like it's learned behavior.
No, I do understand that. Listen, I understand a thing about one or two about trickery. Okay, I grew up in the church. All right, I understand that. But also, number two, maybe this will teach you something that sometimes someone has literally 0% information, but they volunteered to go first. So, also, Haley, can you destroy lines? Like, could you destroy his line?
Yes, but it takes a lot of
points.
Yeah, it takes a lot. It takes a lot of power that I don't have at my disposal at the moment.
And we've already donated all our points.
He did seem genuinely confused as he walked by.
Like,
So,
do we think I could destroy something? Like destroy a line?
You did the destroyer.
I mean, I can't see it, but if you were
Or
holding
maybe-
it and I knew the general direction.
How
we
do
could
you
try
destroy
it.
things? Have you ever destroyed things before?
Yeah, I have before. I kind of just said, I'd like to try to destroy this. And Sam said, okay, roll.
Can I pluck that black line? Because I saw which way Derek walked, so presumably that line's still in the air. Can I pluck it, just pull it down, and say, if you put your hand right next to mine, you'll be touching it?
Sure.
I'll try
Wow,
it.
what if she accidentally destroys Haley?
Then I become the god of fate. So
Yeah, that's true.
It's a win-win.
That's a very
it doesn't
nice way
sound
to
like
think
a
about it.
great job, but at least it's not game over totally for me.
Because I did destroy that one person's connection to death the first time.
Yep.
Can I try doing that again?
Give it a try.
Sure.
What do I roll, Sam?
What do you roll?
I can't remember what I rolled last time.
I can't remember what you rolled last time either. You know what? This is just going to be a special roll.
Okay.
All right. I'll set you your DC. Man, I am on a roll. I wish
Exploded.
I was
Roman,
playing
get the
tonight.
fuck out of here.
I love this. Okay.
You know, they say that every time DMs play a character, they roll badly, but they never tell you that when a player plays a DM, they still roll really fucking good.
That was 22.
I got a 20.
Okay. I will
I
say.
can
I got
give
2
you.
points for you.
I could give you a
I got 2
point.
points.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, 2 points.
22.
22. You briefly see the line. How do you want to do it? Like, describe what Ruth is doing.
Ruth can she only see that line, or can she see all of them in this moment?
Just that line that she is specifically trying to destroy.
I'm just gonna.
You boop
The
it,
gentlest destruction.
and from like a wave effect from where you touched it, it just starts corroding, and then eventually evaporates into dust. The dust of which all of you can see.
Oh,
Should we like dispose of that, like in a biosafe bag? Is it like it's gone? It's not
yeah,
connected?
you deleted that connection.
Control Alt Delete.
So I mean, Morbius no longer has a connection. Like Derek and Morbius no longer have a connection to each other. That doesn't change the fact that that army is still on its way here, but they're not connected anymore. Which is
He probably should still be detained while they figure out how he maybe got that connection in the first place. I mean, it not be his fault, but maybe for his safety, he should be kept.
Sure. Oh, absolutely. And General, I would just advise that nobody get close. Like nobody go down that hallway anymore until we know how Morbius and Derek got connected in the first place.
We sustain him through arcane runes that sustained him. We don't have to feed him anything.
So no needles.
Nope. We don't touch him. We honestly, the only reason why anyone went down there is because 6 people apparently requested to visit him.
Yeah, but Derek did this before we got here.
Yes, I know. I'm saying is like we don't normally guards typically stay on the outside of the hallway. There's not.
Gotcha.
Got it.
So, again, much appreciation. I need to fill some of the holes that I have in my military.
Well, maybe if you believed women.
Yeah, so
Hey!
far we've gotten rid of 2 people.
I forgot I don't have gift of gab.
You could destroy what you said.
Sorry. That was my bad.
Timmy goes, hey, fair from, you get one time. You get that one time.
Okay,
All
I'm
right?
sorry. I'm pushing it.
Let's retire to our quarters. We have a lot to
Trial
put Derek
tomorrow.
in on,
Oh yeah, he doesn't know about any of
and
this.
we still have to decide what we're gonna do. Also, though, as we're walking back after General Timon leaves, I'm gonna add the other thing I saw in the vision that I didn't tell General Timon about is that I really don't think it matters if Morbius comes back alive. So.
Oh, and Akari, did you want to tell everyone what you saw?
Yeah, that's a fucked up person. And I describe like his dream and all the people that were there, and
Do you think that's all the people he's killed?
I mean, some people around here can see the future, or maybe he just revels in his past. Like, I don't know, but it smelled. It was a lot of iron.
So I think we may all be in agreement this person isn't someone we'd like to save.
But we also need to be mindful on how he dies.
Yeah, I was just thinking about that.
Because we can't, I'm sure Cora is thinking about that, but
it's a valid point to mention to her if there's concern that that he'll be able to use any amount of blood to cause a problem, if there's an execution that.
Wait, Haley, why don't you just do what you did to that other guy? That just like poofed.
But his soul still went into the recycle center, right? So, I mean, he could just...
cycle.
I mean, maybe this is just a bigger problem that, like, this is just going to keep happening while Death is doing his thing.
These are all good points that I think are worth bringing up to Cora. I'm not sure any of it will matter if we don't repel this mermaid.
If we do, like, bring this guy back, right?
Right.
How do we not have him be injured? How do we physically transport a person who, if he decides to fight us, we could activate his powers?
Right. How do we prevent him from...
Tripping, cutting himself.
Right.
Mhm.
Us getting ambushed, having to fight, and him simply cutting himself on a rock.
Yeah.
Getting even a paper cut. Yeah.
Why did they send 6 untrained people to do this shit?
And again, do we even want to turn him over to the Alliance? Do we trust them? Do we trust McCarthy? Do we trust Ignatius?
I mean,
Should I check what they dream about?
but also, like, we could just very well tell them that we assessed it and it was not worth the risk to bring him back. Like, we
Or
didn't
could
have
tell
the
them that
capability.
we tried our best and ultimately...
Unfortunately, you didn't train these 6 kids. And, 5 in Ellinor. Sorry, Ellinor.
Right, we don't have to...
The number
don't
of
have to tell them that we-
ages to Ellinor is ridiculous.
We love her!
We don't have to tell them that we intentionally didn't bring him back if that's what we
They'll
decide.
find out, though.
Will they?
We'll be locked in the Kingdom of Guriel by then.
We don't know what their powers are.
We don't know what their powers are.
Also,
Except
maybe we destroy an
apparently-
obelisk and release
No.
all these giants, and then we'll have a giant army. Who knows? We don't know. We have no ideas, because Cora won't let her into her library.
Well, we do need to look for the library. She
But that'll be part
implied
of our trial.
She implied that
Let's
it wouldn't
do
be
that
as
tomorrow.
hard as we thought it would be. Can I just... Hey, hang on a second.
I would love to
You can
continue
now
on.
There!
It says here, you can now tell the difference between the strings. You can tell with no trouble what strings belong to people you know. Can I follow Cora's line to the fucking library?
I was waiting so long for you just to.
She literally went to the library to help us.
Find it.
Anyways,
I immediately go, hang on a fucking second, I know how we find the library. And I look around, and my eyes glaze over for a minute. I find Cora's string. I'm like, this way!
with all that said, we will end the episode here now. That was great. Thank you all for playing. Thank you all for watching. And we will see you all next time in the library. Bye.
Bye.